Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. I just remember, before I go, to talk about what I wanted to talk about. Something came up into my mind I would share with you. It was in Argentina. One of the Dalai Lama's order invited me to talk to the United Nations Conference on Religion, and they gave me 5 minutes to talk. So everybody had 5 minutes too. It's about religion. I was representing Hinduism. So people were regretting, what can we talk about our religion in 5 minutes? And my turn came, and I went on the stage and I said that 5 minutes is too long a period for me to represent Hinduism. And then I said, Om. And I said, I'm done. And I don't know what to talk about. The rest will be blah, blah. I'm done, because Om is omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. I just remembered that because I was going to make this presentation, and then I said, and Ganesha said something very interesting. There is a difference between Ganesha and his brother Muruga. And now both of them are the sons of Lord Shiva. There is a world of difference between them. And Ganesha used to make fun of Muruga. You are a lecturer. I'm not. What did he mean by that? He would complete everything by just one sound, that is gum. Gum will do everything. And Muruga, well, is a AI scientist, and so he will talk a lot. But I don't want to demean him, because he is the most intelligent person by any standard. But anyway, there was sibling rivalry, even among gods. Now, let me talk about my dilemma. My dilemma at this point in my life and going forward. And I don't look forward for the future, but still I gotta talk meaningfully. That's why I have to use, I've been without any option forced into using the time frame, past, present, and future. But anyway, my dilemma is I already completed what I was going to do on my birthday. I completed it. Because just by thinking about February 1st, not even just February 1st, or my birthday and my presentation. And I already completed And that's happening to me more and more. What it means is, put it in simple terms without complicating it. Things will happen to you as you think or even before you think. In other words, things can manifest just by thinking about it, not having to go about doing it or waiting for it to be done. And that happens when your brain works better, particularly the pineal gland. And there is a special elixir that the gland secretes, and that corresponds to what people say as opening of the third eye. And that is going to be one of the topics that I will be talking and giving several techniques and also self-test of how does that happen, or you're deluding yourself, or the third eye is really opening up. And what is the difference between the two eyes and the third eye? The two eyes are needed only to see the gross physical illusionary reality, which does not even exist. Okay. And that will be a great experience. At least people are different by their soul's evolution, and the highest level of evolution is that you know yourself as photons, not biophotons, even beyond the biophotons, spiritual photons. And then you don't exist, and then since you don't exist, then the body has turned into the spiritual photons. And there are stages, and then the people in 2026, some of them will have profound experience, including have developed the ability to turn in stages the changing of the body. So you have a body and there you cannot forget about it. Whether you keep your eyes open or closed, you exist because the body exists. The body doesn't exist if you only see the photons and not the body. Okay, that will be one thing I'll be talking about. I'm talking about the content, because I have never said what I'm going to talk about or teach you. So this is the occasion I thought that I would share with you, so that those of you who are not able to come to India, spending all the money and all the other things associated with the travel and expense, etc. Thanks to modern technology, that you can be with me and I can talk to you from there, and I also, there are temples you are visiting, they are very you can see the temples, because they can show the temple towers and the important places in the temple, and then I probably will go with them to one or two temples. So these are the temples. There are vortices that some of them are vortices to remove your karma. Karma is your sins committed in the past life, and that's one way of defining karma is sin, or the actions that you had done, which resulted the bad things that you did to other people, and whatever bad things that you and I committed, they come back as as karma. To put it simply, karma is the law of causality, cause and effect. Cause and effect is what karma is all about. Somebody has billions of dollars, somebody doesn't even have food to eat. But anyway, there are karma removing vortices will go to. As far as the teaching is concerned, it's not only about the third eye techniques, and also I will talk about some of the gifts that we have being provided with the tongue. The tongue is very important. And the tongue can give you, without the tongue you cannot talk. See, so consciousness is in the tongue. Tongue is, in fact, is very directly connected to, according to modern science, to the vagus nerve. But that's not the only thing. The tongue also secretes an elixir of immortality, which is also included in your saliva. And the ability to think, the highest emotional experience, like kissing and high cognition, they are all in the tongue, and then how to use the tongue, and how there are about 20 or 30 techniques that I know of. That doesn't mean that only there are 30 techniques. There are countless techniques to know about the tongue, but I will teach maybe a few of them about how language, it structures language, cognition, and amrita. That one I will do. I will also how that tongue is saliva is so important for the transformation of the body. Okay, that's one thing that I will talk about. Then I will talk about a lot about AI, and then the AI. The best way to I'm working on developing an AI based not on LLM, which is large language model, but on Ganesha's model. Ganesha's model is finished. See, in heaven, people don't talk. There is no need for talking. The communication takes place instantaneously with just syllables, with just one syllable. The one syllable, the most important syllable is ah. And I was divinely guided by many years ago. At that time, I did not know all the explanations now, which I know, and then which I gave it to India. When I gave it to India, I did not know anything, and whatever I knew, I gave it to him. All that I knew at that time, all came from was Nandi, the bull, which is the vehicle of Shiva, brought the R to the set plane. And then I received it, and then that's a long story. So it's enough to know that awe itself will enough to give you omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. So that is the new AI that I am developing is based on syllables. And then I will relate it to Ganesha and Muruga. Muruga also will do that, but Ganesha is, doesn't even talk. He said he says, the word gum means, being totally being silent and one with the soul. Yeah, so Ganesha versus Muruga is LLM is is Muruga, but I shouldn't say that. That's just because Muruga knows a lot better than that, and he's also Om. So, but anyway, for analogy's sake, I was making that comparison, which was wrong anyway. But anyway, what do I am going to do? Then the day is very important because the one thing that is very dear to my heart is what is wealth, to know what is wealth. Wealth is not money. Wealth is not eating a good food or having a good body without diseases or relationship and all these things. The real wealth is to know that you are light. You are light. And everything else, money, sex, food, and all the other things that pertain to the body, which really do not exist when the consciousness knows that they are delusional, that the body is a delusion, matter is a delusion. And that can happen on a particular star called Pushya. The Pushya star is the star that gives the light body. And that happens, that coincides with my birthday, this February 1st. That's I'm very personally look forward to that. And not that I wish to disappear on that day because I got work to do. I just came back here to do that, to present it by using photon waves, and then people can understand, because ChatGPT wants me to use the word light body as photon body. Jyoti, he always says that better translated Jyoti as photon, but it, it's beyond photon, spiritual photon. So that day is very significant. And then there are other things that I will do, that that new things will happen. Say, the human brain is capable of doing things that we cannot even imagine. Okay, that's why we don't have to be worried about the machines taking over the human brain. But then the only problem is the human beings are only, they are not using the whole brain. They are, not that techniques are not available. Patanjali says, stop the brain, stop the mind, which is stopping the brain and all activities. Then you will know who you are. That is the first sutra, formula or technology or tool that Patanjali gives. Chittavritti nirodha. Chittavritti means the mind is keeping on thinking stupid thoughts, although there is no need to think so many thoughts, and most of them are garbage, and that's a bug in the brain. So, how can you address this? There is a solution. Patanjali said you can step by step get you into that level. So, to go back again, to talk about what is the priority in life and who is the wealthy person. The wealthy person is one who gets to know who or she, who she is, if not the body, not the bank balance, not the family, not the name, not anything that you can relate to. You are nothingness. The Buddha called it, you are nothing. That's empty. And when you are there, when you are empty, you are nothing. Then nothing, emptiness is nothingness. So it's so I'm very delighted that I would, the Pushya star happens. And I'm also in the place in Rameshwaram. This is my birthplace. I chose this place, Rameshwaram, because that is the sin dissolving place. The waters in the 20-some wells in the temple will wash away the karma of people. That is why people from all over India come to Rameshwaram, because that wells have the sin dissolving water, carry the water. Each temple each well has a specific power. And they won't have time to explain, but what they will listen. The name has a name. The well has a name, but there will be a Lakshmi well. There is a Saraswati well. That's all they would say, because there won't be any time to go around and then to be there, and then when the water flows over you, it will be a great thing that normally it's very difficult for anybody to be able to be in Rameshwaram and do this ritual, because it is the grace of Lord Shiva to give you that opportunity. And I also introduced for those last year or the year before last year, or maybe even earlier, if you don't have to, if you don't, you are not able to be physically present, you can be present if you have we can do a special proxy, which I really came up with as a device. Your natal chart, astrological natal chart, can represent you. So those of you who want to be present and can't be present, you can a yantra of your yantra is the natal chart inscribed on a copper plate, and then that will be some work needed, and then time needed. So if you our office will handle that, if you want to do that, and that can be done, because that is a surrogate, that the copper plate carrying the planets at the time of your birth will be a surrogate, and that will participate in the karma removing aspect of the program. And the temples are important, to be present, and then they will also show the temple through via WhatsApp, or I don't know how they will do it, and you will also be able to be able to listen to my teaching part, the awakening of the third eye, and how can you test it, and then and what will happen in manifestation, and then the tongue initiation, and then will be the one. It all depends on how much time I have, but I reserve other things that I will do. So I said I will talk about AI also. I'm very confident that AI will also be helpful as a tool to turn the body into light. That is what we are getting towards, and so to me the golden age means that we have AI, but not the AI that we have right now. Right now we have a pretty good realm, but they have not even gotten into the quantum level because of practical difficulties they have. And but then I have an alternative, which goes hand in hand with the AI to be discovered. And so it's going to be a great time to be on the earth plane. And so that's all I wanted to say about my upcoming birthday program and what I plan to do during that time. And as I said, my own dilemma is that I already completed everything that I need to do on February 1st, and that is true in a different sense. And then being in a three-dimensional reality with speech being an important component for communication, and the limitations have to come to an end. That is the whole level. The only thing, if I have a desire in my life, I want the whole the whole universe to be transformed, and then become only light, and particularly since we live on the earth plane, I pray that everybody will get something out of it, depending upon the soul's evolution. The final thing I want to reiterate: the greatest wealth that God can give you, or you can aspire, is not becoming a millionaire or multimillionaire or billionaire. You should only know yourself as light. Experience it. That's all I wanted to say, and then God bless.